Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at how high the DJI Mini 2 can fly. So a question I get asked a lot is how high can this DJI Mini 2 go? And within the settings under safety, you've got max altitude. Now this obviously depends heavily on the country that you're in. So the max altitude can range anything from 15 meters all the way up to a staggering 500 meters, which I personally think is just absolutely ridiculous. You should not be flying your drone at 500 meters in height. At that height, you're going to be at the same altitude as aircraft, maybe in a holding pattern or coming into an approach to an airport. So don't have it anywhere near to that mark, but it also depends on the max height for your country. So for us in the UK, 120 meters is the max height we can go, and you also need to make sure that your return to home altitude is set accordingly. So if you're going to be flying near tall objects like today, then I don't want my return to home to be really low. It needs to also be either higher or around about the same. And also you can change the return to home to either return to home or hover in case that signal is lost within the settings. So let's get going today. So today I'm going to be flying this drone in Blackpool, and I'm going to be using the marker as Blackpool Tower to see how high this can go. Not only just the height, but also is it stable at that sort of altitude as well. And just to make it extra tricky, there's loads of Wi-Fi interference in this area, so let's see how that signal does. So Blackpool Tower, we're going to be using as that reference point, is 158 meters high at the highest point. So we obviously can't go to that height, but we can get to 120 meters, and that will give you a really great top-down view from that drone. So we're just over 66 meters now. That drone is still increasing the altitude really well, no signal problems whatsoever, and it can keep on going and it will keep climbing now up to that 100 meter mark, crossing over that. But what happens when you get to around about 120 meters, which is the max altitude we can fly in this area? So again, 117, just hovering here. If you push the stick up slightly, you will get a warning marker there saying you've just exceeded that 120 meter mark. We were bang on 120, but I'm going to keep it around about 117. But just look at that signal there in the top right corner in the pink circle. That signal is bob on, full bars of signal, still huge satellite coverage as well. So it just shows at a height like this, you can still get a great signal from this drone. The live feed is also really good. There's no interference or dropouts. And while we're at this altitude, we can just take some photos as well. Again, no problems with that wind. Taking that first picture here, which is the JPEG, and the second picture, which is the raw one, we can just do a quick edit on that. But again, look how stable that is. The drone's not moving around, flying around all over the place at that height. Even though it is windy today as well, you can still get some great photos and videos with this top-down view. So you can really get a nice shot from this height, and it really gives a brilliant perspective in the area that you're in. And by actually changing that gimbal wheel, we can now go from a complete top-down shot, changing that gimbal slider, and it gets a really smooth looking video footage of now having the tower in the frame as well. So it's a really great tool to use from a height. Just obviously please double check in the country that you're in, because each country is different. Some countries have really tight restrictions of around about 15 meters, some of them are more, but just check in the area that you're in, because I know we have viewers from all over the world on this channel. Just in the frame there, you'll notice is the famous Winter Gardens, which is a really famous old building in Blackpool. And just by using that zoom slider, we've got 4K 30, we can zoom straight into this. And then we can also use the 1080p or the 2.7K. So this is 2.7K now, zooming into 3 times, and you can zoom in even at the height that we're at now. You can zoom and punch straight into that, and it still renders decent quality. No one's going to have any clue that that isn't 4K. And again, on the tower here, this is 2.7K again, and I get a really smooth 3 times zoom into that tower. It looks really good. Well, 120 meters in height, which is 400 feet, that drone is really stable, has no problems with the winds at all, and it can get really great looking shots like this. So this drone will give you that confidence to fly at a height like this. Do it safely, but make sure that you do go and try it out, because you get some really good perspective shots. You see these shots a lot in movies and TV shows, and it's a really great perspective, and it's also really easy to achieve. Just get to a really decent height and camera straight down, and you'll have really good looking shots like this. But again, you can get a good signal. That signal has had no problems at all whatsoever today. even at the height we're at, even in areas where there's lots of interference, the RC signal is strong, full bars. I can't think of one occasion where it's dropped. Also, we've had full satellite coverage, 26 GPS satellite locked as well, so that signal, again in an intervert like this signal's been rock solid, and that drone's given me so much confidence to fly at an altitude like this. So go and have fun with this. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you can get some really cool shots like this, a mixture of low shots and high shots. You're going to get some great creative footage. You can also, from this angle as well, you can pinch in on something, you can zoom in. So again, look at the central pier here with that wheel on, so you can get a nice perspective moving shot just to the side there, and then you can zoom straight in. And this is 1080p 60, and just look how close you can punch in with 1080p. That quality, to me, even on a big screen, it looks decent quality, that. So mess around with 4K, 2.7K, 1080p, they all look great on this drone, and no one's going to have any clue. And it's remarkable at just how close you can get in with these zooms, especially at a height like this as well. Look how stable it is. If you ever tried a camera with a really long zoom, you're so jittery and it's unstable, but this is really smooth. You can get a high shot like this and also pan round, all manual. This is not a quick shot, and use your own manual adjustments with the gimbal dial, with the controller sticks, and get a really creative shot like this. So thanks so much for watching, guys. This drone at a height, 120 meters max height for us, was so stable, brilliant signal, and get some great footage, really nice smooth footage. So go and try it out. Let me know in the comments down below if you have, what country you're from, the restrictions in your area. I'd be really interested to know. And I'll see you very soon, guys. Got loads of great content coming up very soon. Bye bye, take care.